Give me some directions to get to you. To get to you, ain't gonna waste my time. I know that we got connection. I think about you. You're on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Yeah, I'm going out of my mind. Out of my mind. Out of my mind. Yeah. For you, my love. You drive me crazy, tell me what to do, what to do. I'm on my knees, yeah, I am begging you, begging you. I'll break the rules if it will get me to, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to the 5Fs to Love Network. You're probably saying, that's not Gerald, that's not 60s and New 40. No, I'm Christine. I am actually the CEO of the 5Fs to Love Network, and I'm always so excited. I look forward to Fridays because, honey, this 30-minute workout that he's going to help us put together, we're all going to have Angela Bassett arms. That's what my goal is anyways. So listen, I can't wait to bring him in. 60 is the new 40, Mr. Gerald Robinson. Hey, Gerald.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
You know what? I'm doing outstanding. I am really, really excited. I know you've been working diligently on putting together this 30-minute workout around arms. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So you know what, guys? I'm going to say it does pay off that he's a really good friend of mine, right? So when I can do a shout out and say, you know what? I want Angela Bassett arms. He's like, okay, we're going to make this happen. So before we even get started, folks, one of the things we want to make sure that whenever Gerald does workouts, please make sure you check with your doctor before you jump out there and you start doing these workouts. The thing is that these workouts are created for people who are healthy and ready to move around. But if you have any slight disabilities or health issues whenever he's doing workouts, be sure to just rewind this, watch it later after you talk to your doctor. So just let you know, we have to do those disclaimers because my attorneys are really big on those things. So Gerald, you have this really cool setup. And guys, I apologize if we have some interruptions, but Gerald likes to do this whole 360 thing on his workouts. So sometimes we're going to flip to a camera because he wants to give you the full immersion of the workout, which I love. So that allows people to really see what it looks like. So you know me, Gerald, I'm ready to dig right in. Because although, and folks, just to let you know, the only reason why I'm not in my workout clothes because I'm in DC at a tech conference and I have to run back down to a black tie gala. But that never stops me from doing a podcast, right? Because we got to do what we got to do. So, Gerald, one of the things we talked about before is that you were like, people are not really doing these warm-ups. And the warm-ups make a difference. Also, the fluid intake.
Well, it makes a huge difference. You definitely have to warm your muscles up before you get started.
Mm-hmm.
Find a lot of people just jump right out there and start with their workouts. That causes injury. So it's definitely something I like to avoid, every single time, is injuries. So what you need to do is actually do a stretch first. We're going to get those Angela Bassett arms today. We're going to work those arms. So we're going to do some stretching exercises, before we actually start that. So we're going to work on triceps initially. And then we're going to go to our bicep areas too. So I'm going to show you different stretching exercises for each one of them.
Okay, so before we get going, can you kind of show us some of the stretching and the warm up that we can do in order for us to get it started? So can you demo a warm up for us?
I sure can. One of the main ones is that crossover. You cross across your across your body. Correct. Exactly right.
Okay.
Don't jerk it though. And I'll see you right away. Grab. Just kind of ease your arm over. Just kind of ease it across. Yep.
Okay.
Get that for about 5 seconds. Then come back over to the other side as well. Want to stretch that side as well.
Oh my gosh, I can feel that. I think this side needs to stretch a little bit more.
Right. Not only are you're stretching your arms, you're stretching your shoulder area too. Because
that's what I said.
Right, because your shoulders are going to get tied into it as well. So you're kind of stretching that whole upper body.
Okay.
So throughout the workouts, you'll see that I do that a lot, and I stretch throughout the workouts. I do an ending workout too. I may stretch as well, but you really definitely want to stretch out beginning, throughout your workouts, and at the end. It's very important.
So I know I drink a lot of water, and folks, let me tell you something. I'm always drinking water. It's always next to me, near me, around me. I try not to drink too many other things, and not because of Gerald, but because I think, the older I get, I want my skin to maintain that healthy glow. Your hair looks better, your nails grow. It's just, you're really flushing your body. So what would you recommend for people to start drinking? How much water a day? before,
Well,
because
that depends on the body too, as well, the size
okay.
and how much working out and how much sweat you're actually, exiting out of your body. So you can kind of judge it. I know for me personally, my lips get chapped. So I kind
Yeah.
of know, I know from that as well. You can do a little pinch on your skin. You kind of feel the difference. But
So like if your skin doesn't pop back, that means what? You're
that,
dehydrated.
that means you're dehydrated. Absolutely
Like
correct.
if it
That's one of my
stays
little
liquid,
secrets.
okay. Because that's one of the things that, if you have diabetes or high blood pressure, those things are a clear indicator you need to do more fluid intake as well. Because I know workout is really, it can be a little challenging when you're juggling multiple different health issues. So folks, pay attention to what Gerald said. He said, pinch your skin. And if it doesn't go back down automatically, you really need to start taking some fluids, or even just call your doctor's office and ask them. Because what is the thing with the water pill though? I hate to get off subject, but the water pill.
I don't know too much about the water pill. I was just going to elaborate a little bit about the water intake. And that's
Okay.
you can also do the Gatorades, the Powerades, just to be careful. I like the sugar-free personally. Being diabetic, I like the sugar-free. You don't want to get the electrolytes back in your body, because
Okay.
electrolytes is going to get you energy, going to get you moving around again. So definitely get the electrolytes, not just water all the time.
Okay.
If you want to do water, I like to mix it up with a little lemon, just for the
Okay.
taste purposes. That kind of helps too as well. So, you definitely want to continue. Your body's, mainly water anyway. So you want to continue to keep that water in it. If you're feeling fatigue and nauseous, sometimes it's because you're dehydrated.
Okay, that's like a shout out to me. So like how often should you work out your arms?
I personally, for results, you're going 3 times a day. You want to do it
Okay.
3 times a day. So I have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday are going to be my arm days. I add another exercise into it. I like core too as well. Core is very important. I always tie core in. So every workout you see me do, I'm going to tie your core into it, which is very important.
Okay, I just want to say, everybody who's watching, Drill expected to see me in workout clothes. So when he's like, the whole thing was for us, he was going to do it and then I was going to do it. But like I said, I'm at a tech event and a convention. And so there's a gala that we're having right now. And that's the only reason why I don't have my workout. But Drill, I just want to make sure, I brought them. I was ready.
I'm gonna let you have that excuse this week. But next time we do the workout, for sure you're gonna have to be in your workout clothes.
Okay,
How about
folks,
that?
let's hope on that as the gala.
Can I
Okay.
get that commitment in front of everyone? Can I get that commitment?
You got that commitment. I
All
will
right, there we
definitely
go.
work out because I do have them and I was going to try to do a quick change, but there's no way I could do that and then run back downstairs, to the event. I'll end up doing track clothes. Okay, so your recommendation is to crank out full arms for the 2 to 3 times a week, like a forced workout. So for some people, like for me, that's 2 or 3 times like a week, but you're saying you want us to do 2 or 3 times a day.
No. A week. Per week.
A week?
No, per
Okay.
week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I like a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's what I choose. I choose Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is my arm day, and a couple other exercises, but just to get real results, because you're going to start seeing something after 30 days. Because you have to remember, you're doing it 3 days a week, 4 days. That's 12. That's 12 workouts.
Right.
You should start starting to feel your triceps and your arms starting to tighten up a little bit. So with the commitment, it's consistency.
Okay.
Just don't think it's going to happen immediately. But you got to be consistent with it. Give me those three days out of the week. I promise you'll start seeing a difference. Body shaping is important to me because I'm a body shaper. So that's why we're going to do biceps. We're going to do triceps. We're going to work shoulders. So you want those
Okay.
Angela Bassett arms. So you want that definition to show. You don't want it to all be one blob. We're going to show you that separation in each part of your arm.
Okay, so we're clear, folks. I'm really going for Angela Bassett arms. I think her arms are incredible. But like you said, so for me, I would be following what you said 3 times a week. But for me to get the results, I need to do 15 or 30-minute workouts 3 times a week.
That's
so like
correct.
in one day, I need to do like 30-minute workouts in that one day.
That's correct. In that one day.
Makes a lot of sense.
You can commit yourself to that. You can commit to that. Yeah, you can commit to 30 minutes is not bad. It's a lunch break.
Yeah, it's a lunch break. So if I do 30 minutes just on my arms along on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, that result, I'm going to get it. But I also using some of your suggestions on some of the workouts you're going to show us today, I can kind of integrate them.
Correct. You know what, Chris, while you're sitting there watching TV, believe it or not, I can show you simple things while you're watching TV. You can knock some of those things out.
I love that. Okay, so folks, when we get back from this quick commercial break, I don't know about you, but I sure wish I was in my workout clothes. Because I know the next thing that we get into is really going to be talking about the parts of your arm, And ladies, a lot of us know, we got that flabbiness. We want to work this out, right? We want to work out the front, the sides, and we want more definition. So in order for me to get that definition that I want, I'm going to have to put in the extra time to make that happen. So it's all about commitment, like Gerald said, and making sure I'm doing the right fluid intakes. So if I'm not doing Gatorade, I got to step my game up and jump on top of that Gatorade, right?
That's right.
All right, folks, we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Gerald, don't be surprised, as I don't want to come back and see that jacket off. Is that what's about to happen?
It's coming off. Trust me.
Okay, ladies, it's about to be a gun show. So we'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Make me crazy. Never got your name, but you got me begging. All I know about you like to pick and choose. Make it all about you. Go take it all if you want. Taking the chance, stuck in my head, not gonna leave it at that. Taking the lead, feeling your heat. Just wanna give you my best. I don't even know your name, but you got me. 'Cause you're old to die. We don't know what happens next, but you got me, 'cause I'm next in line. You make it look so easy, making me feel so dreamy. Not the one to pay for drinks, but you got me, 'cause you're on to that. Got me locked in now. Go ahead and take a shot. Do you really want me? Maybe you're just...
All right, folks, welcome back. I'm really excited. Gerald, this is going to be the aha moment, I think, for men and women, but more so for women, because you know me, I'm focused on women's health and you're focused on men's health. But I know for ladies, it is a big to-do when it comes to the arms, because we use them a lot, but we're not working them out to get that nice definition to them. And
Correct.
Let me tell you, it's nothing like in the summertime having that arm tight with a tank top or a t-shirt on. I'm going for the guns for the ladies. That's what I'm going for.
And that's exactly what we're shooting for. That summer body. Yeah. So we're trying to get those arms and shoulders correct.
Correct.
Just for that summer dress.
Yes.
So
and anyway. I want it to be absolutely amazing. So, folks, what we're going to talk about here in segment 2 is the parts of the arm and why, because I think it's important that you know the parts that you're working on and how to define them. So, Joe, can you talk us through how toned, like your arms and the workout and the weights? So I know for you, it's like different things that you can do. So what are some of the weights that you're going to introduce to us so we know what we should be doing if we don't already have it at home? Great.
Perfect. What I was talking about earlier is we want to work on triceps.
Okay.
Because 70% of your arm is your triceps.
Right.
But we're trying to tone them. We're not trying to build muscle, because like you said, we're talking to ladies. We're trying to tone them. We're not trying to actually build muscle. We're just trying to tone them. Janja Bassett has a nice tone. Also, the separation. You want to separate shoulders. You want to see the difference between the shoulders, the bicep, and the tricep. That's what looks really nice and detailed. That's being nice and toned.
Okay.
So that's what I'm shooting for, and that's the type of workouts that I like to show you. So that's with multiple repetitions. Not just one or two, a weight where you can only do it one or two times. We're going to do the repetition because, again, that's going to help burn fat as well at the same time.
Okay, so my question, everybody doesn't have weights at home or in their office. So what are some of the things that we can do if you're working out without the weights?
I laugh all the time, canned goods. When I was a young kid, I used to use gallon jugs. So I didn't have those things that have handles on them, which is perfect. And they make nice little small weights that way too now. So you can get them at small Marshalls or TJ Maxx or stores like that. They actually have the handles on them. They're very inexpensive. But if you're not to that level yet, just go ahead and get a gallon jug, fill it up with some water, help you do a little bit of curls with that, help you do some triceps with that as well. So I'll show you how to do those things.
And folks, I'm going to tell you, if you don't have weights, those are great, because at Walmart, you can get the gallon jug of water for $1. $1. So with no reason not to have it, you can go to the Dollar Tree. They have them there. And actually, the Dollar Tree has little handles on it, so you can really get in and make it happen. So folks, and you can also drink the and then refill it.
Good idea. There you go. Right? That's a good one, Chris.
You can drink it and refill it. All right. So very quickly, can you give us an example of the chair dip and how that's an excellent way to strengthen and tone your triceps muscles at home? Like, people don't even know about the chair dip. And I know that's something that you had showed me like once before, which I think is really cool because it's a way for you to kind of work out with stuff that you already have. Like you're sitting in the chair, just take your boom boom out of the chair.
Exactly. You kind of got ahead of me on that one, but let me bring my chair over here to you, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Awesome.
So basically, you have the chair. Just the basic chair that you're normally sitting in. All you're doing is just coming to the edge, and you're just dropping down, and then coming up.
Right.
But the important part of that is, and you may not be able to see it from that angle, is you keep your elbows straight back.
Yeah, we can see.
You don't want them out.
Yeah.
You want them straight back because again, we're trying to work the tricep area. We're putting the main focus is on your tricep. So you're actually coming down. You're giving down, and then you're up. You're down. You're just using your own body weight. So your body weight is actually your weight's for you. So that works perfectly for you to use your body weight. So you're doing anywhere from 12 to 15. If you don't want to start out that many, you can go with 10. And again, I like the fact that you're kind of getting cardio in at the same time.
Yes.
As far as the repetition, if you're a little tired initially, that's okay. Go ahead and give me 5, give me 6. You work yourself up to 10 to 15. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, so ladies, we have the hardest time doing push-ups. And I know you show me different ways to do push-ups. And I don't think people understand they can actually use the wall starting out to even do push-ups, which is really good for your arms as well.
Correct.
Can you show us how we can do that?
Sure. Again, I'm going to do another shift for you.
Yep.
Got a little wall over here.
Okay.
We're good?
Yep, we're perfect.
Basically, and again, I want you to be at shoulder distance. So let me stand here for you. I don't want it way out here. I want you right in here where your shoulders are. Again, elbows straight. You're coming in and you're coming out.
Okay.
And you're going in and you're coming out. You're in and you're out. One main thing I want to mention when you're doing those, do not lock your elbows.
Oh, yeah.
Do not lock your elbows. Why don't lock your elbows? Because you don't want to get tendonitis. You don't want to cause any joint problems. As I said, at my age, I've been lifting for 42 years. I don't have those issues because I was taught that at a very early age. It's not to actually lock your body your muscles shouldn't be locked that way, handling that type of weight. So you're probably like at 98 or 99% locked, and then you come back. And at the same time, what that does, that keeps the resistance on that muscle at the same time. Because if you lock it, you get a rest. So we're not trying to rest. We're trying to keep the tension on that muscle the whole time.
So can you show us the body form again, just to I want to make sure everybody understands the body form and where the feet should be placed as well, because the what you're trying to show us is how to do this without using weights. And I want them to understand how much the weight that you should be pushing on is your body. You're pushing up against your body mass, right?
Exactly, your body mass. You're absolutely correct. And I'll do it standing here, then I'll get up against the wall again. I want it up against against the wall, probably about a shoulder length, or shoulder width, excuse me. And then you're pressing out and then coming in. But again, my elbows aren't out here, just the same as we were doing the dips. You want your elbows in. So that way the concentration can stay in here. And also you're doing a little bit as far as the chest too as well. So you're getting that in as well. So you're here, you're in, you're out. You're in and you're out. It may not seem like you're doing a lot, but guess what? You're putting that body in motion again and you're building yourself up to, once we do get to the weight area, then it's a lot easier. It's a lot simpler. And it's not going to be as much stress, much pain on you. Because I find out when I train people, I try not to train them hard initially, because as soon as you get sore, you're not going to want to come back. You get too sore, you're not going to return. I see that smile on your face already. It seems like you probably visited that one before. So if you push you too much initially, you're just not going to want to come back because you're like, you don't want that pain. So we just kind of ease you into it.
Well, for me, I like the pain. To me, the pain says that I'm doing something. So I'm impressed because I'm utilizing some muscles I haven't. But it's different when I feel pain in my lower back. So Gerald, because there's a slight delay, I just want to make sure, can you explain to people their back, how it should be straight, how their feet should be? Because it's by the time you get there, it's just a slight delay in the camera. So I don't think people can see that bottom part of your body.
Should I go down here?
Yeah,
But
that's perfect. So now we can actually see. Yep.
this, you're about, again, shoulder length, shoulder,
Okay. How
arms
far
same
away are
way.
you from the wall?
I'm still straight up. I'm still straight up and down. I'm probably, if you need me to measure it out to, I'm saying about 3
Okay.
feet out. Then you lean forward and just go in and then come back.
Okay.
If you're more comfortable with 2 feet, then go in 2 feet. Whatever you're
Okay.
comfortable with. It's just getting started because again, this is the beginners. So if you just want to be, 2 feet away, one's a little too close, two, you're perfectly fine. Then you just go ahead and start pressing that way. I like it as well because you're getting a stretch on your calves and your back of your legs. So you're kind of doing a little bit of everything there when you're doing up against the wall.
So if somebody was doing, just the chair dips and they were using the wall, what's your recommendation for the number of reps that they should be doing in order to see results?
Again, back to it depends on what you're shooting for. The Angela Bassett arms, I want anywhere from 10 to 15 reps.
Okay.
Okay, if we're the guys and we're trying to bulk up a little bit more, we're gonna add weight onto us. We're gonna do anywhere from 6 to 8 reps. Do we need less than that too as well? Just depend on what we're trying to deal with. Again, I'll do that on my YouTube page. If you're trying to bulk up and stuff, I'll show all that to you on the YouTube page. But on this one, we're just kind of just the beginner stuff.
And that's an excellent example because, like you said, there's a difference for men than it is for women.
It is.
And I think a lot of times women are watching men do these reps and they're not really thinking, okay, I might want to you want to do toning and not really building.
Correct. Well,
okay.
Go ahead.
No, I would say if you can explain the difference so women understand what you're saying when you say toning versus the building.
Well, the toning is that you're not actually looking for an actual muscle.
Okay.
You're not trying to actually get the muscle. You're just trying to have a nice smooth, a nice defined, set of arms or defined set of shoulders. That's what you're looking for, just for the definition, for nice and defined. Angela Bassett, that's the way she is. Because you'll see the separation. She's got a slight bit of muscle there. But yeah. I was watching her the other day just because you were talking about her. She's toned really well. What I mean? So, but I've seen other female bodybuilders that are, they have arms like mine. That's because, they're doing those additional, heavy weights with lower reps. So that's what we're not working on that today. We're just working on the toning. We're working on just the toning part.
Oh, wow. See, that's what we love. Hey, Forrest, thanks for tuning in. He is from the Finance Squad, which shows tomorrow from 8 to 9 p.m. Thank you so much for Forrest for joining us tonight. He says, looks like a lot of hard work, Gerald.
It is. I mean, to get the results, it takes that. You know what I mean? So, same way with finance. It seemed like hard work to that. So guess what? You got to pay to play.
So look, let me ask you a question. Would you recommend, because a lot of guys are not in shape either, would you recommend them starting out this way as well and then getting into the kind of muscle building?
Awesome question. It depends on if you're just starting at 50 and 40 years old and never done it, you need to start here. If you're a guy that's done it before and you're kind of easing yourself back into it, I have something a little bit more for you. So it just depends on what level you are, female wise too as well. It just depends on if, I'm 50, I'm about 60, and I really need to start toning up a little. And guess what? This is what you need to start with. But if you've done it before, we'll take it probably to the next level too as well. You were talking earlier, and I didn't elaborate on it. Women, this is where your fatty yard parts and your glutes, and we'll get into that. Men, they carry it right here. We carry the keg right in that belly area. That's why I talk about that core area too as well. So it's so important to maintain that core. As I was doing those exercises, I was holding my stomach tight. I was making sure it stays tight.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really important. Okay.
It is very important. There's so many things and details that it comes to when you're actually working out and training. You're just not doing the weights and doing that. You're holding that core tight. You're keeping that. That way you keep you nice and erect. It keeps you good. I know one thing, women, if you're top heavy, guess what? You build that core up. That really helps your back, because a lot of times if you're top heavy, you end up having back problems where your back gets weaker as you get older. Well, if you strengthen your core, then guess what? You're really not going to have those problems. You're going to eliminate those problems. And I found that to work, a whole lot of times with a lot of my clients.
So Gerald, and thanks for that, because that's great insight for us, because I think a lot of people, they don't understand how a workout is going to help them support the rest of their body. I mean, and that's a big to do. And I sometimes, be honest with you, I feel like my behind plays a major part in my lower back hurting because I feel like it's just a lot of activity. It may not be any truth to that because I'm not big up top, but I feel like my behind, but that's a joke for me because I just feel like it's just extra. So when you look at the triceps and your biceps, right? And the deltoids, can you show us each part of the muscle that you or women should be working on and focused on? Can you just call that out for me?
Right. We go back to that shoulder part of it, as you were saying, your shoulders.
Right.
Obviously I'll show you the shoulder exercises that we're actually, doing some presses where you actually want to build your shoulders. Nice round boy. We call it round boy. It's a gym talk. Nice round boy shoulders. You get that nice round look in your shoulder. And if you turn Angela Bassett on and watch her, you'll see that's exactly what she has, a smaller version. And then you go into the tricep area, like I said, separation in your triceps and then in your biceps. You see that's all toning. That's all part of toning as opposed to just one blob. And you'll see that a lot of times in power lifters, no offense to those guys, but that's because they're doing that heavy weight 1 or 2 reps and that's it. We're doing the toning part of it. We're trying to get that.
Gerald,
right?
I just want to laugh right now. Did you say that one blob?
You get that one blob. You get that one blob look in your arm. That's it. It's like you have the big arms, but it's just one blob look.
Right.
Again, I'm doing this gym talk stuff, so be careful. Right. Forgive me, because again, you see that one blob, but it's nice to see a nice, nice separation in your arms. That's what I work on. Is that actual definition? It's having definition and seeing the difference between my shoulders, seeing the difference in my back, seeing my lats, seeing the difference, seeing every different body part.
Okay, can you go over where the deltoids are versus the lats and why it's so important for you to work on your deltoids as a woman and your lats? Like, I don't think they understand the importance of what you're saying.
Well, the deltoids obviously is your shoulder area.
Right.
So that's right over in this area, but the shoulder actually has different parts to it too as well. So I'll show different exercises for each one of those. A lot of people just think they do this one exercise and that's going to be one size fits all. No such thing. Again, I'm a body toner, so it's about toning your body properly, shaping yourself properly. So we're going to work on the different sections. Same way with the tricep. There's 3 different areas in your triceps. As far as the traps, some women like having them, some don't. There's exercise to have that, but it's all part of a flow. Right. It's all that look. Once you're in that sundress, you're in that dress, that spaghetti top. You want it, or that sleeveless, dress you have on. You want to have that nice look and that nice flow. Lat wise, I don't see many women like having lats. I mean, I have them. If you like having those, it's up to you.
Okay, but nobody explain to them how the lats will actually help you make your breast firm. It's right in here.
I don't have that part, so I don't know any of that.
Yeah, it does. It firms up because right here in this area, a lot of times there's muscles in that breast, and I'm going back to my biology days. So I just want to say those lats will really help you if you're not a person who doesn't wear an underwire bra and those breasts begin. That helps you tighten up that muscle. And that's what it's about, folks. We don't think that we have muscles around in the breast areas, women, but you do. Because if you look at some women who work out, their breasts are really nice. Some of them are a little too hard, like a man's chest, but then you have some that are really nice because they're working out on these muscles in here. So, folks, please 100% pay attention to what Gerald's saying.
So let me just definitely make this point, because you were talking about the bodybuilder women. Don't think you're going to look like them. They do things at a whole different level. So don't think my workouts are going to make you look like them and make you look like a man. You're going to keep your feminine side. You're going to stay soft. You're going to stay all those things. You're still going to be a lady. So the workouts I'm doing and showing you now are going to still keep you nice and soft. They're not going to make you masculine. So let's just make that very clear.
And I just want to be clear, folks, I'm doing a before and after so you can see, because I'm going to be the example of how you can go from chunky to chunkless on these arms. Like this whole body, I'm following Gerald's workout because this is like serious business for me. So Forrest from Finance Squads, he says, I'm in pretty good shape, Gerald, but I haven't done much work since my days in the military and being an athlete. He said, and he was athlete in college, and I know that about Forrest because he told me. He said, I could use your help for sure to hold me accountable. So he's doing a shout out to you, Gerald.
That's awesome. He can DM me or reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do that. We're happy to sit there and go through a session for him. Because I know there's a lot of guys, and a lot of people may want to do that. They can send me a shout out. We can actually go through some workouts. Some people that, just haven't done it for a while, need to get back into it. You know what? I just need to hear from you. Obviously check with your doctor before we get started anything, and we'll go ahead and start a little routine and go from there.
Okay, guys, we're going to quick commercial break. When we come back, Gerald is in the gym. So all I got to say is get ready because he's been doing this for how long, Gerald?
42 years.
And here's the example. All right, Gerald, put those guns down. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Look at me, I'm on. 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 Can't stop, keep going. Can't stop, keep going. Can't stop, keep going. Can't stop, keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Hold up. Yeah. I'm chasing the bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them flock, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep when I ain't had shit but my thoughts in the car. I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes. Niggas floss, I'm really pulling strings for the pound cake. I see you went for a puppet in the clown face for a little wage. That shit, the talk of the town is late. Still me, I never switched sides. Came a long way with the gas tank running.
I need it all. Do you want it though? Where do I begin? I see the hate, they don't wanna see me win. Bank deposits, I got more coming in. Top down, throw the money in the wind. I don't want it all. Heard he scammer, had to switch up the accounts. Moving paper, gotta call it my account. It's all in, I can have it coming out. Been through the struggle, I can see another drought. Yeah, it's not a purse, it's a merge. 6 figures was a goal, now it's 9 or a hearse. Put it work. Used to pull up, now swerve. No time for the snakes, time to put them in the dirt, that's word. I gotta get it, it's in my DNA. You only see the highlights, don't know what it takes. Last year stressing, got no sleep. Now I'm right between the courts, I don't know bleed. I see the hate, they don't wanna see me win. Bank deposits, I got more coming in. Top down, throw the money in the wind. I don't want it all. Heard he scammer, had to switch up the accounts. Moving paper, gotta call it my account. It's all in, I can have it coming out. Been through the struggle, I can see it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the 5 F's to Love. Tonight we have 60s to New 40 with Gerald Robinson, and tonight we're doing an arm workout. So if you're trying to figure out what is going on, is why does Gerald have the guns out? Because it's time to work on the arms, folks. That's why the guns are out. I just want to say thanks to Gertrude. You guys know Gertrude has been with us since season 1. Thank you so much, Gertrude, for your support, and good evening to you. Gertrude said, I'm watching. This is the restart on Toning 2. She said she about to get in there with you, Gerald. Okay, so Gerald, you know me. I wish I had my little workout stuff on, but unfortunately, folks, I have to run back down to a gala at the tech conference. And Gerald's like, that does not mean you miss the next month's workout. I'm not. I'm gonna be ready, Gerald, because I'm ready to get my Angela Bassett on.
All right, I hear that commitment. So everybody hears that commitment next time.
Oh, listen. I'm gonna be your before and after. I'm gonna be the real deal Holyfield. This whole body's gonna be resculpted. I'm ready. So, folks, in this segment, we're gonna talk about the workout part 1 and also the modifications. So again, if you're just watching us, be sure you check in with your doctor before you try any of these things. You can always rewatch any of this on YouTube on our YouTube channel. Just put in Gerald Robinson 30-minute workout, and it'll pop up right on our YouTube channel. So, Gerald, if you can give us a demo of arm workout. It's waltzing arms, the V press, the arm circles, the half arms, and the pickle lifts. Now, folks, this is all gym talk. So I just want to say, I don't want y'all to think I'm the genius. It's him. I just want to be clear. This is all new. Like, how does Christine know this?
Well, we're talking initially about stretching out. So again, back to the stretching out throughout our workouts and while we're lifting, I always try to make sure I still continue to stretch myself throughout here. One of the things that happened when I was about to play pro ball, they wanted to know, am I able to touch my elbows? And if I'm too muscle bound, I'm not going to be able to move around. So I stay flexible. So that's, you try to make sure you stay flexible. That comes from actually stretching yourself and prevents injuries. And the reason I talk about that is, ladies, if you're, or guys, if you're reaching for something, you're older and you haven't made that movement for a while, you're going to end up pulling something. So actually what this is doing is preventing a whole lot of, possible injuries later on, because you reach up high for something and you've never, used that muscle for a while. You haven't.
Right.
Guess what? You're going to pull something. This is going to help eliminate all that.
You said you can't do this.
Touch your elbows. I can touch my elbows. Even though being bound, they just thought I had too much muscle, and I'm able to swing the bat.
Does
That's
that
just
mean
the
I got
basics.
too much fat because mine don't touch?
I'm not saying all that.
Well, you know me. You can hurt. That doesn't hurt my feelings. You can say that, lady. So you're saying if we can't touch, that means what? Either this is not loose, or we got too much fat
Or you're too bound in your shoulder area
in the shoulders.
and your arms. Yes,
Okay.
all in this. Everything's in here. All this connection here.
Okay. That's fair enough. Listen, I don't probably you. I already know I'm chunky. Okay, let's keep it real. That's why I'm watching the show. That's why you here. All right, so let's do it. Show us the workout. I'm in. What we doing?
We're actually gonna do pull downs. We're just gonna
Okay.
work on our triceps this way. Can you see me here?
Yep.
Again, it's about positioning. You know,
Okay.
you can't see my feet, but your feet need to be about shoulder length,
Okay.
elbow. You're bringing the weights here to right here to your breast
To your
area.
chest.
Yes. And you're down. And remember what I said earlier? Don't lock them.
Okay.
You're going down about 98 to 99%.
Okay.
And as you can see my triceps, see how my triceps are coming out? Then
Yep,
you're back
I see
up
it.
and you're
Yep.
back down.
So you only
But-
bring it back up to the chest.
You're bringing it back up to the chest, correct?
Okay.
I'm talking throughout this, but I'm going to be quiet for a minute because you need to realize this. You need to breathe throughout this. You don't need to hold your breath or any of those kind of things. You need to breathe naturally. So you need to give a blow out and then in. Nice and smooth.
I like
Everything,
that. Yep.
everything's
I can see
nice
your
and
arm.
smooth throughout the process. Up and down. Here again, we're looking again for 10 to 15 for toning.
Okay.
Again, if you're trying to bulk up, then you're going a little bit less heavier weight, of course, and you're doing less reps. That's
Okay.
again, we're working for the back of our arms there. Because as you said, the ladies get the flabby area.
Right.
We're trying to tighten that flabby area up. Trust me, it's going to start. If you're doing this three times a week, out of the month, you're really going to see a difference. Trust me.
So Joe, if I don't have that machine at home, but I still need to do that, what's something else that I can do at home to still get that same effect that you're doing using the machine?
I would use a. I can go here. You can sit down. Then we can do machine. I'm
Okay.
sorry, canned goods.
Okay.
Simple canned goods. And again, we go back to the gallon, jug that has the handle.
Yeah.
Only fill it halfway. If it's too heavy, obviously you judge the weight as far as that is concerned. And then you're bringing your elbows up. You're bringing your arm up. And you're working the back. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Perfect. Just like that, Chris. And I like how you're actually holding your arm
Mm-hmm.
because that's keeping it in position for you. So you're keeping it in position. Take your arm down for a minute and do it. Now, see how your arm moves? Exactly. You don't want that exactly because your concentration is on your tricep. Absolutely
Right.
correct. Perfectly. Now do your other arm. Want to balance yourself out. That's one of the things I talk about too, because our bodies are different on each side. So you have to be mindful of that. So if you notice that, something's a little bit more defined on one area, then that means you're going to do a little bit more repetitions on the other area. So you just kind of balance those two out just so you can be balanced all the way around. Those are the things that, when you're in training and someone's watching you, they should be paying attention to. Your trainer should be paying attention to that. And if you don't have a trainer, you should pay attention to it.
Okay. Can you show us the difference between a V press and an arm circle? I like doing arm circles and half arm circles as part of a warm up. Can I do those as part of a warm up?
Oh, you can do a part as a warm up. You can do, and again, I won't just say they're just warm up, Chris. They're things you do throughout your workout. Because remember, it's probably about 30 seconds in between your next set.
Right.
So you're actually doing those things. Remember I said before, you want to do those things. I like circles personally.
Okay.
I get elbows up and I do that. Right. Exactly.
Because to me, I'm working that too.
And you're loosening
Right.
that area up. You're keeping it nice and loose. Because again, we're pressing the weights. It's going to bound you up, and you're trying not to be that way. You still want to have the flexibility. I kept my flexibility up all this time. I'm still flexible. I'm still out here doing cartwheels and flip with the grandkids. And people are like, wait a minute. Are you really doing that at 60 years old? Of course. Because you keep yourself flexible.
Well, I just want to be clear. I'm not doing cartwheels. But I want to be able to do cartwheels. And I will say this, I have a torn rotator cuff because I dislocated my shoulder. Actually doing home improvement work because I like to tear stuff up. and I dislocated my shoulder. But I'm going to tell you, I did these a lot, and I used the tension bands to rebuild my shoulder up. So now it doesn't pop. It used to pop.
Well,
But
it's
now
funny
it
you
doesn't.
saying that, because that's going back to the initial thing that I talked about earlier. If
Yeah.
you haven't done something for a while, and here you go to make a movement, and here you're doing
Yeah.
some home improvement, and you've not used those muscles in a while, you're going to end up tearing something. So you're making my very point.
Yeah, a lot of us think we can just jump out there and do anything.
Yeah.
And as much as I work in the yard and all that kind of stuff, you would think I already have Angela Bassett arms. So I heard a really good friend of mine say, "Oh, I can just work in the yard and that's the workout." No, it's not.
It's not.
That's not
It's
the
not.
same. You got to
really
put in the
not.
workout.
Right. It's a different
Okay.
muscle. You're using a different muscle. That's why every sport has different exercises for every sport. You're using a different muscle. You know, for your cardiovascular, it's different for wrestling,
Right.
different for football. It's different for every single thing. What we're trying to do here now is we're doing that body toning with the
Yeah.
stretching and everything. That's going to help you all around overall. So if you are working in the yard, because your body will adapt to the things that you do.
Exactly.
So that yard work that you're talking about, your body just adapted to that. It's fine. You can do all that. But when you go to do something else, you're like, whoa, what happened here? It's because you haven't been using those muscles.
And that's actually what happened. So, hey, Holly, what's going on? Holly from Real Talk with the Ladies. She said, come on now, we need those Michelle Obama arms. Honey, you right, Michelle. And I like Michelle Obama arms and Angela Bassett. So y'all ladies, y'all need to bring the beat in for this summer and stop playing.
That's right.
Gertrude said, can you use weights like 3 to 5 pounds?
Oh, sure you can. Any weight's perfectly fine. Any resistance is perfectly fine. I mean, I would even recommend that initially. So that was a very good question. I would actually recommend it. If you're a beginner and you're just starting out, yeah, use 3 or 4 pounds. It's perfectly fine. You believe it or not, I have dumbbells over here anywhere from 5 pounds to 115 pounds. I mean, that's a big difference. So again, you know, use those. Sometimes I don't start out with the big weights. I'll start out with 5 pounds and I'll stretch my shoulders with the 5 pounds and then work myself up. You just want to loosen those muscles up. You just don't want to just jump out there, because as much as I train, there's times I'll take a week off. You know, I may take 2 weeks off and I come down here. I really need to stretch and get myself back in there before I decide to do 300, 400 pounds. Even though I don't do that kind of weight any longer. I don't ego lift any longer. So.
Okay, so Joe, when we get back, can you show us what a pencil lift is? What is that?
What is that?
Yeah, when we get back from commercial break, can you show us what that is? That's some recommendation for ladies for us to work on the pencil lift. But I need to know what that looks like, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm doing all I can do and more to get my Angela Bassett arms. Ladies, we'll be right back. And gentlemen, after this quick commercial break and Real Talk, be sure to rewatch this. You see me playing around with my little shirt and my little dress clothes on, but I'm doing this for real with workout clothes. Actually, when I get back from this gala, I'm going to run back. But when I get back, I'm going to put my workout clothes and I'm replaying this, Gerald, so I can work on my arm. I think what you did, because there's plenty of folks like when you're traveling, because I do travel a lot, I know I can use any wall in a hotel just to do those push-ups. I know I can use the chair, right?
Sure
for me to do that. So because when you go to, you can't travel with all your weights and all that kind of stuff. So he's showing you how to use your body strength retention in order to also build and tone. So just pay attention. All y'all that's traveling, is no excuse not to work out.
Even
right,
doing
Gerald?
commercial times too. Even doing a commercial.
Even do commercials while
Right.
you're watching TV.
So do something while we go to this commercial break. All right.
All right, so not me though, because I got to manage the commercial break.
All right. If you're out there watching, do a couple. I'm on commercial break.
All right. See you guys right back. guys, welcome back to 60s and New 40 with Gerald Robinson. Of course, I'm not Gerald, that's Gerald. And Gerald, 60s and New 40, dude, that whole thing says it all. We look at you right now. You've been working out for how long?
42 years.
And
Roughly
guys,
40.
you look like a 40-year-old body on a 60-year-old man. I love your mentality, your drive, your focus. You know, you're just so high-spirited, so positive. And I don't think a lot of people think that plays into it as well. Like, you are so focused on all that positive energy constantly. And so kind of explain people how that works with your physical body as well.
You just make you make it a lifestyle. I mean, you're going to feel good about yourself. I mean, you actually go in there and, you know, do a little bit of training. It kind of releases some endorphins. It just releases a lot when you're actually in there training. And training not necessarily is always the weights. It's cardio, taking a walk in the neighborhood. You know, after dinner, you know, it's so important. Just take a walk so your food can get digested. You know, get that little exercise in. You know, take a walk with your partner. You guys get a chance to talk and spend some time together. You know, but at the same time, you get a little bit of exercise in. You know, so those type of things are, you know, I always recommend is just, you know, make sure you take a little walk. You don't always have, you know, the money to go to a gym. People may not have a gym membership, but it's free to walk. There's parks around. There's free parks to go to. Take a walk in the park just for yourself. If you just do it 2 days out of the week, that's 2 days that you did not do it, you know, that you haven't been working. So 2 days, get your workout in. A day, I'll take that. But just get out there and get the body in motion. It just releases something within you because you start really feeling good about yourself.
You do, and a full body workout is always great. Folks, if you're watching us right now, be sure to like us on YouTube or on the social media platform where you're watching us. Holly said, would you suggest more reps with lighter weights?
Yes, it like again that goes to the toning part of it. You know what I mean? So, you know, you lighten the weight up, and there we go with our 12 to 15 reps. You know, so we're working on the toning, Holly. So that's the very thing that you want to do as far as toning is concerned. But again, the 30 seconds in between, hydrate yourself, get right back to it. You know, it's consistent. You shouldn't be in the gym over an hour. You should be in the gym that long trying to work out or whatever. If you're consistent and staying focused, because a lot of times people in the gym think I'm arrogant, I don't want to talk to them. No, I'm focused on working out. It's not a pickup place. You know, I'm in there to work out and not there to chat. So
Drew, I think that's great because when I was going to the gym, I was so annoyed. People would just stand there in front of the treadmill as if I'm supposed to stop and socialize. I'm like, dude, I'm not here for that. Do you see chunky? I'm trying to chunk this down. This is not going to happen if I'm stopping, you know, in the middle. So folks, if you're watching right now, whatever social media you're watching us on, please be sure to like this episode and be sure to share. So Drew, can you go through some additional arm workouts for us to kind of show people, and then because then we want to go into how they can put together a whole, you know, rep thing, like doing different type of arm exercises to kind of really work on those deltoids, triceps, biceps, all the way around. And I think sometimes people, you get tired of doing one exercise, but what you're going to show us is multiple arm, shoulder exercises to do in order to define this area. So go ahead.
Correct. So what I'm going to do is do the shoulders. I'll grab my dumbbell. I'll just use the one for now. Can you see me, or should I bring it?
If you can bring it down a little bit more for me. Yep, perfect.
There you go.
Yep.
So again, I'm bringing the dumbbell straight across, and I'm going straight up with it. And how far am I going up, Chris? Were you listening?
Yep, straight up.
I'm not locking my elbows out.
But
Remember?
you're not locking.
You're not locking your elbows. That's correct. And then you're coming straight down.
All right. When you say straight down, where do I stop?
You stop right on the shoulder area. See right here.
So I need
shoulder?
to bring it down to here, and this should be hitting the shoulder area.
Right in the shoulder area. Keep the dumbbell mainly in front of you. I see a lot of people have it behind you. That's not a natural movement.
Okay.
See, these are little things I see in the gym all the time. Make sure you keep exactly. This is your movement. That's a natural movement. You want to do natural movements. You don't want to do movements that's not a normal movement. And you're straight up, and then you're down. That's helped build that shoulder area.
Okay.
And you're up, and then you're down.
Okay.
Again, breathing. I know I'm talking here, but at the same time, I'll get quiet so you know. Breathing out and taking it in.
You're right. You can actually do this, Joe, with a weight watching your TV show. Why the TV and then on a commercial break is when you kind of do the fluids, but then when the TV show come back on, I could do this and watch a movie.
You can do that while you watch it, right? While you watching TV. Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And as you get stronger, you just go ahead and use the gallon jug. You know, right now you're just using a bottle of water, a can,
Right.
or whatever. You know, if you don't actually have those weights, just use the gallon jug.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking, ladies, if we're watching our favorite TV shows, this is a great way to just watch the show and just work out. And those kettlebells, I love the kettlebells because they, the weights are there, but it has that handle on it.
Yes,
Which
they're
really
awesome.
work. Yeah, they really work well for me. And I have kettlebells at home. So I can definitely see myself using a 5-pound kettlebell to do this
I
at
personally
home.
recommend those because they're really
Okay.
handles. They're handles, and you can grab those a lot better. And
Okay.
again, you can just pick those up at, like I said, a Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something like that. Very
Right.
inexpensive.
Okay, that's perfect. So, folks, if you're just tuning in, especially the ladies, grab those kettlebells, the 5-pounders. So, Gerald, the thing is, we're always thinking about how do we know it's time for us to move up to the next weight?
When you find that the 12 to 15 is way too easy for you, you find
Okay.
out like that's not really much resistance for you. Then you start stepping it up.
Okay.
Then you start stepping into that. So as I believe it was Holly, as one of them mentioned, is 3 to 5 pounds. Okay. Yes, it is perfectly fine, but you'll eventually get up to the 8 pounds because again, you'll get stronger. In
Okay.
doing these exercises, you're actually going to get stronger. So your muscles are going to need that a little bit more resistance to it. You're not going to get to the point where you're doing 20-pound dumbbells like that. No, you're not going to take it to that level.
Oh,
Tens would be probably perfectly fine for you. And you're
okay.
getting those 12 to 15 repetitions in again. Because where 3 and 5 pounds is now, you can end up doing 25 to 30 of those because you're now stronger. So you kind of judge yourself. Some are gonna get a little stronger faster than others. So just depends on you, and just kind of pay attention to your body. And you probably hear me say that a lot. Always pay attention to your body. So even injuries. So if you feel a little tweak in your shoulder, you feel a tweak, pay attention to that. Stop the weights, massage it out, and see how you go from there. Don't continue on. Those are some mistakes that I made in my 42 years, and I'm trying to, keep you from those mistakes that I made. Here I'm trying to continue to lift and work through it. It's not something that you want to work through. You end up pulling muscles and stuff. You don't want that.
That leads into the next question I wanted to ask you. A lot of people, they feel the pain, and you're saying when you feel that type of pain or tension to just stop.
Yes, if you feel that type of pain, absolutely correct. There's a difference between just pain from working out, but I normally
Right.
don't feel pain from working out. I feel the pain later after the workout. So if you're feeling pain while you're actually doing the exercise, there's a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a
All right.
problem. Don't feel pain while you're actually doing that pressing and lifting that weight. No, there's a problem there. Afterwards, you're sore. Your body's you feel a soreness.
Right.
It's time to jump in the jacuzzi or something. But after, but if you're feeling it as you're working out, you need to stop immediately.
Okay, so Joe, what's another exercise we can do? Thank you for that.
I'm sorry, can you?
What's another exercise that we can do, an arm workout that we
Okay,
can do?
well, obviously one of the favorite everybody likes is doing the curls. You want to do the curls. It's a gym talk. When I was into the gym, curls were for girls. It was to show off your arms. So here again, I like bringing the dumbbell, and if you can't see it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can see it.
Right here, you want to bring the dumbbell up and squeeze. You want to squeeze while you go up.
Right.
You just don't want to just bring it up. You want to squeeze your
Ooh.
bicep as you bring it up.
And then release it?
And then release, squeeze.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to go back to the breathing because the breathing is important. The same thing with lifting. You want to blow out and take it in. As you lift. And here we go. We're going with the 12 to 15 again.
Okay.
12 to 15 reps. After that, we want to stretch it too as well. I'm real big on when you go to stretch your bicep, and you put your arm up against like a pole or something, and then stretch. You can feel the pull, the actual pull in your bicep when you do that. And you feel that stretch. You feel you're stretching that bicep area.
Okay.
Again, you don't want it all bound up when you go to do something. You're not pulling muscles there. Again, we're always stretching in between the 30 seconds in between our workout. We're always trying to do a little stretch. Again, balance yourself out because you need to go to the other arm. Sometimes you'll see again, one arm looks different than the other. So you want to kind of change your workout up a little bit. I'm sorry, your repetition, excuse me.
Okay.
On how many reps you're actually doing, because one arm may be overdeveloped than the other.
Okay. Folks, if you need to rewatch this to put together your entire arm workout, Gerald has given us multiple arm workouts during this podcast. I'm really excited. I'm starting with the chair in the wall, and then I'm working up to the kettlebells. I'm gonna coordinate my whole arm workout because I think this is a really great way, like you said, and then do it 3 times a day for what, 10 to 15 minutes?
About 10 to 15. I would say 15 minutes. Give me 15 to 20. Don't try to
15
slack up
minutes.
on me. Give me 15 to 20.
Good
Good try.
Okay, I'm in 15 to 20 Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm focused
right.
on arms. But you also said it's always great to throw a little bit of core in there with it while you're working on arms. So
That's
just remember that, guys. I know he didn't cover a lot of core today. That'll be on another workout where he's just totally focused on core for men and core for women. So folks, make sure you pay attention. So Gerald, I know you've got a whole thing that you're going to give us. So just very quickly before I go and before you close out, explain to us the areas that you need us to work on it. So can you just repeat each one of the exercises very quickly so people know how to put it together if they're tuning in late? So
sure. Real quick, we did the bicep as you just saw. So keep that in your memory bank. Right there,
Okay.
we're doing the biceps. We're squeezing. Then we also have the triceps, and we're bringing that up.
Okay.
Like you were doing, holding. Exactly. That way you keep yourself in place, which is absolutely perfect. And then we're doing the shoulder presses. Down to the shoulders and then back up, and not locking your elbows out. As I was saying
no
before.
locking.
That's correct. No locking, and make sure you're breathing. Because a lot of times people forget that because they're so concentrated on actually doing the weight, they forget the breathing part of it. Because what happens a lot of times, they'll feel nauseous or something. That's because you're not getting enough oxygen in.
Okay.
So you need to make sure you get the oxygen in. And you'll hear me say that a lot because that's what happens. And they're holding their mouths tight and they're real tense with the workout. Yeah. Oh, I see it. I see it all the time. So that's why you hear me keep talking about it. You need to make sure you're breathing. Get that breathing.
And taking that water. And then Gerald, show us how to use your weight against the wall and push out. Again,
I'll face you first, and then of course, I said initially if you want to start with just 2 feet stepping out from the wall, and then you want to come in straight in and out. Again, I'm at a distance. Sorry.
No, that's perfect.
Up, and then you're back. Back. Up.
And then Gerald, how many feet from the wall?
And remember again, also on that, we're not locking the elbows. We're not trying to get any tendonitis. We're not trying to have any problem as far as the elbows are concerned. And you're keeping the resistance on that actual muscle the whole time. And I love resistance training. And if I didn't mention that to you before, don't just drop the weights. You bring the weights down, nice and easy, nice and smooth, because you're getting resistance training. So you get 2 for 1s.
Okay, and then Gerald, can you show us for one more time how you can use a chair or a bench to kind of do that? Because I think that's really important, ladies, that we realize we've got a lot of the tools at home. You don't have to go out and grab this stuff. You already have it.
Right. So the very chair you're sitting in at work or you're relaxing.
Yeah.
Get your feet in a good position. You ease yourself out and you're coming down. Again, your elbows are going straight back. They're not out sideways. They're going straight back.
Okay.
And then you're coming up. And what are we not doing? We're not locking our elbows out.
No locking. And make sure that butt hits right at that seat.
Yeah, you bring the butt. And not everyone, Chris, first of all, is going to be able to go down that low. Ease yourself down there. Some people's arms aren't strong enough to hold their own weight. So just kind of ease yourself down. You'll eventually get down there. So do it as a gradual work to ease yourself right.
You want us to tighten that buttocks too, right?
Well, I have exercises for that buttocks area. But what I would love for you to do is hold your core tight at the same time. So every exercise you do, if I didn't mention, you want to hold your core tight. Okay. That's helping build the abs too at the same time. So you're kind of getting the ab workout in at the same time. So you're always holding that core tight. Okay. Again, that's helping you. Again, if you're top heavy and you're having some issues there, that's going to actually strengthen you there. You're having issues in your back because you're top heavy. That really helps for the ladies. Guys as well, helps you tighten up your core. A lot of times you end up getting that beer belly. Well, guess what? Tighten up your core. That really helps. And that's going to start going away. I'm into the little sinus suits, putting a little sinus suit on, but I recommend no longer than 30 minutes. Some people overdo it. You don't want to do that because you're going to dehydrate yourself.
Yeah, I have one of those. I call it my fat suit.
Yeah.
Gertrude, thank you so much. Thank you. She says, thank you for showing the correct way in resistance and repetition of the triceps, biceps, and shoulders. Oh, yes, breathing too. Look at Gertrude. That's why we love
Thank you,
her. She's
Gertrude.
been with us since day one. We love Gertrude. Thank you for joining us. Well, Drew, you know I'm out of here, but you got to close out your own show. I'll see you next week. Robinson 60 is the new 40.
Thanks for showing it. Thanks for watching the show. I definitely want you to be your life coach. Take your time with getting back into shape. If you haven't done it for a while, please just don't jump right out there and start trying to lift heavy weights and injure yourself. We're trying to prevent injuries. We're trying to grow these summer bodies together. I'm out here working hard for you. Please tune in anytime on the YouTube pages. If you missed most of the show earlier, I'm also going to have some YouTube pages out there for you as well. And some different exercises for you, how to work your core, how to work your legs, and your buttocks area too. So join me on YouTube later, and thank you for watching 60 is the New 40.